Hi Aries, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for August of 2020. We've got Venus, Mercury, and some intense Mars activity and a couple of moons. No eclipses, thank goodness. Hey Julia, you want to start us off with Mercury, Venus, and that Mars?
Ooh, sure. Well, let's start with Mars, Aries. So, Mars is in your first house of self, and it's beginning to slow down because it's going to go retrograde next month. And we actually made a video about that, which you should check out how this Mars retrograde cycle is going to affect world events, which is pretty interesting. But for you personally, with Mars in the first house, it means that this is a high energy period because you're embodying Mars, because the first house is the house of self. It can be a great transit to kind of get stuff done. However, since Mars is slowing down, there could be a lot of personal frustrations that are faced during this time. And, the first house can also be how we interact with others too, because it opposes the seventh and our ascendant is in there. So it can also be a conflict prone time as well. So watch out for that. Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation, is pretty direct and fast too this month. And it is entering Leo on August 4th, which correlates with your fifth house of games, children, art, creative projects, etc. So if you do play any games, Mercury is a trickster planet. It really loves to play with things. So your mind is extremely playful at this time. You might be more interested in playing games instead of putting your mind to work, for example. And since the fifth house also rules children, this can be a great time of communication and games with them. So enjoy that too. And then Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is also direct and fast now. She
Woohoo!
enters. Oh yeah, I know. She's been retrograde earlier this year, and relationship
Not
stuff
fun.
is at least moving a little bit more forward.
Yeah.
Um, she enters Cancer on August 7th, which correlates with your fourth house of family and home. So this is a real homebody transit. This is a time where you want to spend a lot more time with your partner, kind of cuddling up on the couch than going out for a jog or seeing a beach or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's also a wonderful transit if you have to do anything Venus-like, like in, beautifying your home in some way too.
Good stuff. So we have a couple of moons this month. We have a full moon in Aquarius, which Julie and I have dubbed There Is No Us in Compromise, because there's a very, very stubborn feel. And you can find out more about it in the video that we made about it in the August 2020 news playlist. But for you specifically, it falls in your 5th and 11th houses. Most notably, the moon itself lands in the 11th, which is the house of tribe, friends and community groups that you're a part of, and it's being opposed by a very stubborn and perhaps self-centered sun in Leo here in your 5th house of self and creativity and self-expression. So there's a pretty strong theme developing this month of who am I? How do I express myself? Where do I find my creativity? How do I discover myself? And that's evidenced by this full moon, which may pit you against your friends or your community and bring up some additional stressors in the form of Uranus squaring that moon. So, it's important to find the balance between who am I relative to the group, who am I as a member of the group. So when Mercury moves into the 5th house, it's going to heighten those themes of creativity and self-expression. And then also later in the month, there is a new moon on the 18th, which will fall in that house too. So that pretty much heightens those themes as well. Let's see. Yeah, here's the moon approaching the sun, and there it's already hopped behind it. So there on the 18th, the new moon, which is going to bring, new beginnings of creativity and self-expression for you. So it's a great time to begin new projects, to plant seeds for the future unfolding of who you really are as a person. So if you wanted a reading this month, probably these 5th house themes would be the thing to gather it around, and the best type of reading for that would be a natal and transit reading. Goodness, I think that's all we needed to say today. Definitely check out that video that we made about Mars, because Mars as your ruling planet, Aries, really matters to you. And this month might be super frustrating, but next month might be even more frustrating. That video is called, I think, Mars retrograde triggering the pandemic hot degree or something like that. You should definitely check that out. And we'll see you next month. Take care till then. See you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye.